Hello fellow YouTubers, this is Yuta Moses here to give you my DVD review for the movie True Romance. So the story follows Clarence Worley, who's a lowly comic book clerk who meets up with a call girl named Alabama at a Sonny Chiba triple feature, and after a one-night stand, they find a lot about each other, they hook up, get married, and they start to live their lives when Clarence has obtained a suitcase full of cocaine, which he picked up accidentally from her pimp, and they decide to head out to LA to get rid of all of the stuff in one shot to this famous movie producer named Lee Donowitz was his name, and while this was going on, they entailed a lot of heat upon each other, such as the Sicilian mobsters and some cops who are trying to track them down. So True Romance is an excellent Bonnie and Clyde takeoff, with every minute of watching this movie felt entertaining as hell, and you would find yourself watching it 50 times over and still won't find yourself bored of it. Hell, I would even say that it's better than Bonnie and Clyde. So this is Christian Slater's finest performance in his career as Clarence, taking on the alter ego of Quentin Tarantino himself, who by the way has written the script to this, and Patricia Arquette plays as Alabama, the call girl, or former call girl, and I thought she was really great as well, and the chemistry between him and Slater is very spot on. The most spot on you can see with any other romance movie, if you could call True Romance that in your opinion. And I just really like seeing her cleavage in this movie, even though I haven't seen a lot of it in her career, and I certainly haven't watched her TV show Medium, but anyways, most of the supporting cast consists of really watchable actors such as Dennis Hopper as Clarence's dad, Chris Walken as the Sicilian mob leader, Gary Oldman as the drug-dealing wigger Drexel, Brad Pitt as Floyd in his best stoner performance that you could possibly see.
You think a cop gives a fuck about a pimp? Listen, every pimp in the world gets shot. 2 in the back of the fucking head. Cops throw a party, man. As long as you're not at the scene of the crime, smoking gun in your hand, you get away with it. Clarence, I like you. I always have. Always will.
You also have some actors early in their careers playing small parts like Samuel Jackson, James Gandolfini, Michael Rappaport, Chris Penn, and Tom Sizemore as a couple cops. And even though a lot of these actors are only in a scene or two of the film, all of them were great. None of them were unappealing, a waste of time, or you wanted them to be out of the movie sooner. In fact, you really wanted to see more of these kinds of characters because how they were written. And there was some really memorable scenes in it, like Chris Walken as the mob leader, talking about how Sicilians are the greatest liars in history, and Alabama's encounter with a mobster. And Tony Scott was the one that directed True Romance, and QT provided the screenplay, like I said earlier. And even though Scott can be really hectic with his direction, with his crazy edits, and how he stylizes a lot of the action scenes, it really works as a Hollywood mainstream film, because it's a great mixture along with QT's script. And a couple other things that I want to mention is that Quentin Tarantino sold his script of True Romance to Warner Brothers so that he would be able to fund his first movie, Reservoir Dogs, and there was even a few references to it. So anyway, the film really works because it has so much graphic violence in it, a lot of kick-ass dialogue that you would find yourself repeating yourself to, and it has several movie and music references to other films. And if you haven't seen Terrence Malick's Badlands, then go watch that movie and you'll see what I mean. So anyway, there's even movie and you'll see what I mean. So anyway, there's even this really climatic Mexican standoff at the end between cops, mobsters, and security guards that just plain hate cops. That's the scene that's... Holy shit! So in conclusion, True Romance is a masterpiece among crime thriller romance films, and it shouldn't be missed by any means. This is one of those films that you need to watch before you die. It will appeal to both guys and girls that are into this sort of graphic action stuff. This is Tony Scott's best film maybe, but it wouldn't have been if it wasn't for Quentin Tarantino's script that he has wrote. So, if you haven't seen True Romance yet, go check it out. Download it, buy it, I don't care. I give this film my 5 full stars. And if it does come out one day, I'm going to get True Romance on its Blu-ray Digibook. Now, on to the special features. This is the 2-disc special edition, so let's see what's on here. And on the first disc, we have 3 audio commentary tracks with Christian Slater and Patricia Arquette, Tony Scott and Quentin Tarantino. On the second disc, we have deleted scenes and alternate ending, both with optional commentaries. Behind the scenes featurette, photo gallery, 1993 vintage featurette, trailers, TV spots, and film highlights, and an animated interactive menu. So, it has plenty of stuff on there, I betcha that. So, that's all for my review. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back later. Until then, this is Yuto Moses, signing out.